Boyd got to the finals by pinning Jeremiah Ferguson in the first round. He beat Scott DeLuce of Lancaster by major decision in the quarters, 11-1, and then down to Travis Luft of Taze Valley in the semifinals by an 8-6 score. Now Luft ranked 7th in the state, Boyd 20th, so he beat a much higher ranked wrestler to get here. Anthony Fosco would be favored in this match.
Both of these wrestlers qualified last year in state. Obviously, Fosco placing.
Yep.
So this is a peek into next week, the type of match that we're going to see.
Boyd with a near takedown. Fosco keeping his cool, able to sit through. Now in something of a scramble position. Boyd looking for a takedown near the out-of-bounds line. Fosco staying locked in the crotch, trying to prevent that from happening.
That's the first sequential move we saw from the feet since the beginning of the match.
Indeed, those two both chain wrestling from one move to another, but it resulted in no points.
That's why my silence is ominous.
Bob is awake.
Here, these guys are at least wrestling.
They're definitely high energy here in the 145-pound final, something we haven't seen much of since 106.
Beautiful
Broomstick
maneuver.
attempt here by Fosco. He's not going to get that, and now we're in a total scramble position. Fosco with his knees on the mat. Did he stay in bounds? He'll get two as they go out.
Yeah, and the Marysville coach is going to come ask about that. He felt his wrestler was still moving and hadn't given up control on the edge of the mat.
Sean Andrews, the head coach for Marysville.
Which is a
Leonard
good
going to join
point.
us next week?
It is a good point because, while there was motion and I think there was a little bit more control on that side, his wrestler, looked like he was in control and Fosco had stopped moving on the out-of-bounds on the other side. So, feeling out the officials, much like in other sports, going over and saying, hey, here's.
Yes, indeed. And I agree with the call. I think it was a takedown on this side. I don't think it was a takedown on that side. But again, like you said, close situations on both sides. You want to make sure your voice is heard so that maybe later on down the line.
Get a call for your wrestler.
That's exactly right. Fosco drops his level. Now Boyd spinning his hips over. Boy, this has been all sorts of funk positions here in this match.
Yeah, this has really been a true battle of styles. I mean, Fosco is very funky.
An escape awarded for Boyd, and now Boyd with a takedown as Fosco nearly had the corner turned, lost his momentum.
Okay, that was the first sequential sequence we've seen all day, so hopefully I'm out of my doldrums.
So we actually see
they're lighting a fire under Bob Daly here.
Absolutely, and the style difference is nice to watch, as well as we saw the kind of the funky Gumby style and the power, from Boyd that caught that. They both scored with their styles in different ways.
And Boyd, his style is very indicative of the room in which he wrestles. Those Marysville wrestlers are known for very solid position, good match awareness, good match management. And that's why he right now leads this match by a 4-2 score.
And then more sequential wrestling, as Bob points out. We had Boyd go to a single leg and then switch over to the other side.
Shot by Boyd. He is not able to really penetrate there on Fosco. Now the two lock up in the center of the map. Fosco definitely has the height and reach advantage. And we saw that work to his advantage for his takedown, but Boyd's strength and stopping power resulted in his takedown. Boyd again with a takedown attempt near the out-of-bounds line. Fosco gets his hips away. That's going to be a takedown. Indeed it is. There's the 2 points awarded.
Yeah,
and Boyd takes now a 6-2 lead.
And that's the difference we've seen in some other matches where it's been closer to the out of bounds and they've fallen out. In that particular case, Boyd's his hips and his thighs were still in bounds. Made it a very easy call on the officials.
Yep.
And another 2 points, 6-2. Starting to take a little bit of control here.
Now, I looked in the first period like this was Fosco's match, but Boyd has weathered the storm and now seems the stronger for it.
But the way Fosco has looked in this match, it is by no means over. He can score points in a hurry.
25 seconds left in the second period. Boyd continuing to work this leg ride.
And if you're Boyd here, you really want to try to just ride this out.
Yes.
That's why that nice high Turk, getting your opponent's chest flat.
Marysville kids are good at inserting the boots there.
A little roll through there by Fosco, nearly wound up in near fall criteria. But he stayed off his back long enough to keep it a 4-point match. And Fosco, despite being ridden pretty badly, is going to take the bottom position.
Well, with the funky wrestler, somebody with that style that can do a lot, nice and long and moves differently than most, the down position, you can really take advantage of a mistake by your opponent.
Very often those funk wrestlers will not only succeed on the bottom, but they'll find themselves in a position where they go from being on the bottom to being on top of a turned wrestler very quickly.
Very quickly, and that's all right now. A 5-point move puts him ahead in the match, and we've seen where both wrestlers have been in positions to have a 5-point situation go their way.
Different setup here this time by Fosco. We'll see what he wants to do out of it. Just into a basic stand-up, which he did not do last time. Thought maybe he had something in store for us.
Well, he may still be looking to try to hit a flip move of some kind off of his feet.
Fosco sort of bailed out there and went right back down to the mat with a grimace on his face. I was wondering momentarily if he wasn't hurt. It could just be that this is the point in the match where you hear it said often, a guy will break.
And I don't know if at this point, you know, becoming all-state last year, being 6th in the state, it's hard to think that he's mentally not tough. But you also, I think I saw Boyd there fake a situation with a half to try to get Fosco to do the Granby so he could switch the half to the other side. If you short arm that half on the one side, you can pull that out.
Here Fosco just with a try to crawl away so he can get into a stand-up, but Boyd did a nice job keeping his hips tight. Now his hips are on top, and the clock is down to now 45 seconds remaining in the match, with Boyd with a 6-2 lead in fairly good control. But again, on the elbow rather than up on the hand trying to head scoop. We've not seen one successful head scoop yet. We've seen at least 3, I believe 4 wrestlers try it. Not one has been up on their hand, and that's why they haven't had success. And now we're going to get a stall call on Fosco for laying chest flat on the mat while Boyd attempts to turn.
Boyd has done a really nice job with the legs here, really riding, more so than scoring.
Yes. He's kept himself in a good enough position where he could work for a turn, but it's definitely a college-type ride as this match, now 1 second left, it's over, and Chase Boyd is the champion.
Job. And Mr. Boyd.
That was an entertaining match.
Yes, it was. The first 2 periods very much entertaining. Got a bit there in the third period decided. Yep. So 6-2 win for Chase Boyd. He is your 145-pound champion, yet another champ from Marysville.